Welcome everyone. As we have discussed about the previous methodology under performance appraisal, that is being behavioral anchored rating scale, and after that your balance scorecard. So in further detail, we'll be talking about management by objectives. This is an approach where all the aspects of work being carried as per the objectives decided by the organization. So now when we decide any objective, that must consist the concept of SMART, SMART, which is defined as specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So whenever we look forward for these objectives, so we need to have each and every dimension of the objectives to be properly defined. So when we come across with management by objective, for each job profile we define the objectives, so we come across with the specific outcomes which we want to receive. The things which we have decided need to have its aspect of being measurable, means the things shouldn't be we can say in just imaginary terms. It should have reality and executions as well, so we can measure all those particular things, and then we can identify whether the person has performed as per the standards or not. The another aspect which is available related to objective as being achievable, means we must have all these targets fixed in such a order that the feasibility of the task is possible. So in mathematical dimension, for each task we have got a feasibility test being available. So Modi Miller is one of the examples through which we check the feasibility of any we can say concern or concern related solutions which we receive. So all these need to be feasible in context of whenever we implement all these things. As earlier we have discussed about each and every stages, each and every methodology need to be reliable and valid. Similarly, the objective must be relevant. Relevant means it should have the relevance related to the terms where we want to reach, to the place, to the targets we want to achieve. And the last thing which is to be there in context of objective decision, that should be time bound, means there need to have some purpose, there need to have some fixed time within which the all tasks need to be get accomplished. Now when we look forward for this management by objective, then we go for processes related to all these objectives attainment. Now the attainment of all these objectives can be done through the process being presented here. The first, we are going to decide about defining organizational goals. So organizational goals are being further as a part of objective decisions, which we have taken as a SMART aspect, and we go for determining the employees related and their subordinate related objectives. So these objectives are, means it is simply the version of converting vision to mission, mission to objective. Similarly here the organization comes up with certain targets, and these targets need to be converted into the employees level target, and then we need to check whether the employees are performing their work or not. So in that we come across with the constant monitoring of employees progress and what the performance they have given. So now we evaluate these particular things against the standards which we have decided while we were designing about job under your job standardization. So we evaluate all these performance against all those standards. Now once we receive certain kind of evaluation, there will be some inputs for improvement. There will be certain things which are already being executed properly as per the standards or above the standards. So that will be taken care, and accordingly if the person is in a category of performing better in the organization against all those standards, the person will be appraised in the organization. Finally, the feedback and other things are going to be added into the organizational level objectives, and this is how the management by objective takes place for performance appraisal system. Now along with that, there is another aspect being available, another concept is also available, that is called management by exception. So whenever we try to imply a contingency approach, this contingency approach consists that whenever any kind of concern arises, accordingly we need to come up with a solution for that. There is no single solution for each problem. So uncertainty of future, uncertainty of we can say any concern arising in future, unseen factor of future and risk available in future, all these can be minimizes when we have flexibility dimension available in our objective determination or our planning. So this is the aspect under your management by exception. Now, another method which is available for performance appraisal, that is called force distribution method, which is depicted through this graph in front of you. So, where we can identify that it is being drafted against the number of employees. We have cover up the performance of employees which is available in the organization. Now, this is the method which categorize the level of performance given by individuals within the organization, and this categorization is done on the basis of their level of performances. The things which are available inside it, that the whole group of employees being divided into poor, good, fairly good and excellent level of performance level, and on the basis of this we can simply say that the excellent people, excellent employees are going to be get chance of promotion within the organization. So the distribution also suggests that where we need to provide training to individual if they are performing poor, if they are coming under the fairly good category, and even in the category of good, there is always a chance of improvement. So for these people, we can come up with the training sessions, whereas the people those are already existing in excellent category, these people can be promoted for the higher hierarchy. Now, after these people, the people 10% category people being promoted, we have got a vacant position available in the on those spaces from where they have been promoted. So for that, the remaining people need to be trained and can be get promoted once they receive the status of excellence. Now, this force distribution method is majorly providing a distribution where we can have less number of employees and all the excellent employees are the unit, or we can say single employees to the respective class or respective designation. If there are more than people into excellence category, we must have some other methodology attached to force distribution method to promote or to have appraisal for the employees out of the excellent employees too. So each as per the availability of positions for promotion and all these dimensions, we can check who can be promoted, but this will be a possible method where we can divide whole group into the category of excellent, good and good, fairly good and poor, and then we can treat them in such order that excellent get promotions and remaining get training in the areas of lacuna. The another method for, we can say, performance appraisal, that is called paired comparison method. As it itself says that we have got a comparison between the people's performance. Now, with respect to different, we can say, employees available within the organization, we have seen that for individual level there are quantitative methods, present appraisal methods are available. There is another thing which we have seen earlier, that is there will be methods where we are going for comparative studies. So in this method, or we can say paired comparison method, is a type of comparative studies of employees, as we have many employees available within the organization where the working criteria match with each other. So in that particular case, we come across with their comparison with each other, and on the basis of this, we identify who is the best among two. So as it is mentioned paired, so we have comparison between the two people. So these things can be evaluated. So one individual get compared with the other individual. Similarly, the same individual get compared with the third person as well. So two people are getting compared at once, and then whenever we identify their comparison, whosoever found higher in ranking, that person being part of promotion. So the process consists where we come up with a hierarchy with all those people, those are coming up with a higher level of ranking. Then decision options, but aren't conclusive. We come across with who is best among all these ranking order, but we cannot say that that person must be provided with promotional opportunities. Then add your instincts and experience after the results being obtained with respect to ranking of each individual. We add the experience of the individual who is evaluating, and then the final things are taking place. So pair comparison method gives the results which further being evaluated by the experts, and then the final decisions being reached. So this is one of the example depicted in front of you that is related to how pair comparison method is taking place. In this case, we can simply identify A, B, C are the three people available. Similarly, A, B, C, they are compared with each other. So when we look forward for all these comparison, we can identify when A is compared with A, when A is compared with B, what type of status being available. So accordingly, we give them ranking, and the ranking provides that who is best among the available set of employees. Now, the next method, which is mostly used method in performance appraisal system, that is called 360-degree performance appraisal system. Now, when we look forward for 360-degree, it is a whole circle. Now, with respect to this, when we try to implement this methodology, we need to check that what are the dimensions which are being influenced by an individual's working profile, and on the basis of all these dimensions, we give feedback to individuals' performance, and then the person get promotion. So for conducting 360-degree appraisal, we required multiple evaluations from multiple people under multiple dimensions, and this creates complexity of this particular method. Now let's just check what are the dimensions being available with respect to 360-degree performance appraisal. There will be 360-degree feedback, means all the people those are associated with individuals' work will be giving feedback. There will be performance appraisal and review, means that all the performances which are along with the feedback being given, there will be performance which is given by individual going to be checked, going to be evaluated. Then we'll be checking the dimension of individual with respect to what competency domains, means the level of their knowledge, skills and ability is going to be evaluated. Then what are the dimensions under which the person's performance need to be evaluated and performance being given. So key performance indicators being identified in this dimension. The job profile of individual being evaluated, then how that person is important in context of workflow, and how that person is coming up with any kind of modification, any kind of changes in the workflow. There are reports which are available with respect to someone's operational position, or we can say the place where the person goes for operations. There they keep the records related to all the work. So that is also a helpful tool to get the feedback about individual. We check that how the individual is planning for their development. So what are their plans, how they are going for their further education, for the career path. Then we decide about or we discuss about the career goals through the career counseling procedure taking place with respect to career planning and career development actions of organization. And then we try to match how individual is capable of matching their goals with the organization's stated objectives. So all these things are part of 360-degree appraisal, and within which we check who is found suitable with respect to all these dimensions. Now the concern is when we take multiple dimension, multiple people giving feedback about an individual, then one individual to get evaluated will require lots of time. So this 360-degree appraisal is possibly applicable to those positions, those organizations where the number of employees are lesser, or we can segregate this methodology to specific segment, like within the organization there may be executive, senior executive, managers, upper level managers or senior managers are available, and if the numbers of senior manager is lesser, so for that we can apply 360-degree appraisal. For others we can apply the other dimension of it. When we look forward for 360-degree appraisal advancement, there is another appraisal system that is called 540-degree appraisal system, where we add customers related feedback to, means how customer thinks that value being delivered by any individual person with respect to their performance under the job profile. So all these methods are available with respect to performance appraisal of individual. Thank you.